welcome to this video of my predictions for UFC 304 coming up very soon, so this weekend when this video comes out. So getting into the first fight, obviously just going through the main card here on this video. First fight is Arnold Allen versus Gigi Jakidze. Obviously Arnold Allen coming off 2 losses, but against the top of the division. Jakidze last fought in 2023 and won by decision, so overall has had a bit of time off compared to Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen has also been fighting top of the division. Jakidze hasn't been. Arnold Allen's at that real top end of that division. My thoughts on that: I think Arnold Allen will do well in this fight. I think he has done well against the top guys in the division. He hasn't looked totally outmatched. I think he's been beaten, but he's up there, definitely for sure. I think he's cemented. He's up at the top end of that division, and at least staying there over the distance. I think he gets it done over the 3 rounds, which I think he can. And I think going against the top end of the division just gives him that bit more experience with top end strikers and top end fighters overall. That just helps you get over that line. He'll take the sensor, bounce in and out, and get his punches off and counter. Jakidze allows the sensors to get taken a lot, which is just what Arnold Allen will want to take. And I think he had, Jakidze on the back foot has pretty good success early, but I think the problem is Allen will, over the 3 rounds, will just do better. He'll just get it done. Jakidze, I think, fully for sure may win the first round, but I think the 2 others go to Arnold Allen. So I think Arnold Allen gets it done by... I actually think he's going to get a KO TKO. I think 3rd round, Jakidze is going to get desperate. I think that's the problem. So I wouldn't probably look at that. I think it could be a decision if he just doesn't get that, if he doesn't jump in for that sort of trying to get the win at the end. But he could do, and I think he gets KO from that. Makayev versus Manel Kape coming up next. Makayev has been a lot more active than Kape recently has fought. Even though he's lost sometimes, he's also took that to the distance, so he's done quite well against the people he's fought against. Kape has last got a non-decision victory in 2021, so that's a crazy long time for him not to be beating someone within the distance. Little fights, he's had a fight cancelled due to weight as well, which is just a concern that he's coming back in. That he's been cancelled for weight. Hopefully he can get that over the line this time, but Makayev, and I'm just really, it'll be tough for Kape. I think Makayev will get him to the ground and show how good he is on. I think Makayev will just show how good he is going up in ability this time in the division, going up sort of to basically every fight he's going to have now is going to be a new level of can you hang with this level. I think he's going to show he can. I think Makayev gets a submission. Manel Kape could be some weight issues again. In fact, he's had weight issues recently. Last time he's actually beat someone within the distance is 2021, and I think Kape would have to beat him within the distance to get the win. It just points me towards Makayev getting this win quite decisively over the 3 rounds. Kape may do well in 1-2 rounds, but I think Makayev wins it by getting him to the ground and showing him, look, this is how good I am. I am at this level. Next fight, a big one. Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. Obviously, Paddy Pimblett coming back in against Bobby Green. Bobby Green, I think he gets it done. I think it's sad to say, I really like Paddy Pimblett, and obviously a great fighter and great talker as well, sort of bringing back a sort of Conor McGregor vibe of he could be a massive superstar if he backs up the ability in the cage. But I think Paddy struggles. I think he has struggled recently. I think going against Bobby Green, that's a new level. He's done well. Bobby Green against Jim Miller was a good result, and against Turner was a high. And I think against Turner he did okay. He may have lost, but it's definitely a higher level than Paddy is currently. I think Bobby Green has a high level stand up to get this done. He'll use that just to show Paddy, look, this is where you've got to be at to beat me, and sort of show, look, anything above me is going to be at least the same on the feet, if not better, or has other abilities like really dominant ground game. I don't think Bobby Green will leave any room for Paddy to get back into the fight once he's got something. I think it's just going to be backing up, and once I think Paddy's going to try and stand with him. I think he's going to try and stand with him, get caught with a few things pretty severely. I think that's what's going to happen, and then really trying to get back into the fight. You're not going to be able to do it on stand up, and also when you compromise diving in for takedowns is just not a great idea. And I think it sort of stalls the fight, to be honest. I think it just stalls the fight after he gets hit with a couple good things going, actually, I'm getting outclassed here on the feet. I think once he gets the option, he will just not let him gain the rounds back. I think Bobby Green wins round 1, and then Paddy Pimblett has to go for something, and I don't think Bobby really, firstly, allows it, and I think just the higher level of stand-up from Bobby Green is just going to be very difficult for him to actually get the 2 rounds he needs. I think Bobby wins at least 2 the second or third round, and I think that's really it. I think Bobby Green gets it done by decision. I think Paddy is going to have to change it up and really show, look, he's going to have to go for that ground game early to make this happen. I don't think standing up with Bobby Green is going to be the way you want to do it. I think he's got to take him down early, got to get that first round under his belt, no matter which way he does it, and then carry on from there. So I do think he's going to try and stand with Bobby. I think that's a bad mistake, to be honest. Next one, so co-main, obviously, for an interim championship at heavyweight, Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blaydes obviously fought before, ended within the first few seconds of the fight because Tom Aspinall's knee sort of went, whether sort of intentional strike from Blaydes caused it, or it was just him back, realistically very lucky shot to get Aspinall knee to go like that. It's just very severe, and realistically nothing going into this fight really. They fought each other before, have they really? It's been 15 minutes. They probably know each other from tape and all this before. They've looked at each other's wins and how they fight, but I think it's another thing where they've got another whole training camp to really acclimatise to each other and try and get each other playing their game is the sort of idea. Blaydes did really well against Almeida, but has lost against Pavlovich, which, we showed how much class Tom Aspinall has against Pavlovich, where he just beat him how he did. Quite incredible fight, and really shocked the world and showed that Tom Aspinall's the top guy in the division. I think Tom is going to be a level above currently against Blaydes. I think Blaydes is going to be a very hard fight. It could be the hardest fight Tom Aspinall has currently, if not up there with Pavlovich. But I think Blaydes may have got better, but I think Aspinall has also got better, and I think Aspinall's done it against a higher level opponents, done it more drastically. He beat Pavlovich where Blaydes lost. He's just so fast on the feet and so unique compared to other heavyweights. I think it's very hard for these guys to prepare. The only thing I could compare it to is how sort of Alex Pereira is. How hard is he to prepare for, and how hard is he to fight, because everyone loses. Pavlovich was looking great, went against Tom Aspinall and he looked average. and that's not Pavlovich being average. It's actually that just Tom Aspinall's at the next level and just so much more at a high level of fighting than these guys that are at heavyweight currently. I think it's very hard. You really have got someone coming in who is a once in 10-15 years that you've seen a weight class, and obviously like for heavyweight, how many better people we've seen at heavyweight currently? I think there could be only one potential guy we've seen better at heavyweight, or could see potentially at heavyweight, is Alex Pereira. If Alex Pereira moves up, how good will he be? And it's a very big if. I think Tom Aspinall is so far and above against these other heavyweights. It's quite shocking how he sort of gets things done. I think he'll just be too fast. I think it'll be much easier for him. I think it's his toughest fight, but I think he'll make it look simple again. I don't see how he doesn't. I think Blades will be upper level from Pavlovich or some things like that in the last time Aspinall fought him. But I just see that Aspinall has also moved up, and Aspinall, I would have said, would have won the last fight if it actually went any sort of distance. So I think Aspinall gets it done by KO TKO. I don't see it going that long unless Blades gets him down to the ground and tries to stall it out for a few rounds, but I think Aspinall is just ready to go, and I think this is a really big win going, look, John Jones, you've got to fight Stipe quick, you've got to get this sorted, because this guy is not mucking around. And to be honest, it's that question of, does John Jones really want to fight Aspinall? I don't think so. I think he wants to do one last fight, end on a high note, a win, and let Aspinall and Pereira do their thing, because I think that's going to be a super fight that the UFC can instantly sell. Doesn't need any promotion, promotes itself. Aspinall and John Jones does as well, of course, but I think that's a lot tougher to get the people to the table, especially on John Jones' side. I think Aspinall goes and fights anyone. I think Alex Pereira wants to fight heavyweight. I think it's a lot easier of a fight to put together, but I will put a video together if Aspinall wins, what is next for him really. And I think it is an Alex Pereira fight. So on to the main event, Leon Edwards versus Belal. And I think this is a fight that obviously it's been talked about for ages. UFC didn't seem to want to actually make the fight. It has now been made. I think it really depends on, can Edwards keep that on the feet, and not just keep on the feet, he will get taken down, he will do, I think, in this fight, unless it ends super early. Can he just keep the stamina when he's on the ground, can he just wait it out? And also, can he just touch him up enough and get some, stun him a bit and get him on the back foot, to make sure that he's got that half a second extra to stop Belal's takedowns or catching with something as he's coming in. I do think Edwards has faced tougher challenges. Belal will not bring anything that he hasn't seen before, with takedowns and things like that, being the champion going as Usman. It's nothing he probably hasn't seen before, but has he faced someone who on the ground will sort of do what Belal does? I don't know. And has he had someone who, like in Usman wanted to stand with him for quite a lot of it. Belal will not. Belal will want to get that to the ground and keep it on the ground. He knows where he wants to be against Leon, and standing up with him is just not the way to go. I think, my opinion, Edward uses good combos on the feet and shows Belal the difference in competition, that he hasn't faced that top tier in that division yet. And I think it's going to be tough for Belal. I think he gets caught with a couple of things. I think Edwards is really going to not fear the stand-up of Belal, which is then going to allow him to start just throwing stuff quite, be quite loose and ready to intercept the takedowns. And Edwards will use that as the way of just pushing him back, use the big combos and get the win, and just keep pushing Bilal back and just win it on the feet. The only problem I think I can foresee is Leon Edwards using kicks. He really needs to slow it down and kicks this fight. I don't think he needs to take any risks. I think if he keeps it standing, he wins. That's the way you do it, and the way you keep it standing is you don't throw a head kick or anything that he could catch. You know, either leg kicks, head kicks, body kicks, any sort of kicks. I think he just slows it down until he use them. I think Bilal will not be foreseeing the kicks coming, but for the first few rounds, just keep it simple, keep it no kicks or lack of kicks, and just throw them out there every now and again, and don't fully commit to them either. I don't think he can fully commit to them, because if he misses or gets caught, he's straight on the back, and that's gets caught early on the ground. That's at least a round down, if not giving Bilal exactly what he wants and giving him the ability to win it. I think Edwards gets the KO TKO. I think he catches him with something as Bilal's trying to actually clinch. I think he gets caught, he tries to clinch. Edwards just catches him as his hands go out, or his hand goes out, and that's it. I do think Edwards gets a win. I think it could be a very boring fight though. I think both could be very nervous about, Bilal being very nervous of Edwards' stand-up, Edwards being very knowledgeable about Bilal wanting to take him down, and that's where Bilal will win the fight, and so they're just too nervous to actually engage. But they've got 5 rounds to do this on. I think that gives them enough time to feel it out, and one of them to go, look, I need to win this. If it's tight, you don't want to lose your title being Leon Edwards to Bilal on a really tight decision, or really, and the same thing for Bilal. Bilal will not want over 5 rounds to lose out on his opportunity. I think that's more on Bilal's side, actually, thinking about it now, is that Bilal may have never even got this fight. The UFC didn't want to make this because they thought it would be a boring fight, and Bilal has got a non-friendly style. So this could be his one and only time of getting the chance to do it. He could be anyone else, get to this title shot, and he did, and the UFC don't want to make it. So, they gave him the opportunity. If it's a boring fight or he loses emphatically, it's going to be very tough for him to come back. I think he has to win to get another chance, really, at the title at some point in the future. Well, to be honest, if it's a boring fight, he's definitely not. The UFC aren't going to sell that again, because fans won't pay for it. So it's very tough being Bilal, being how good he is. But if that style isn't fan friendly, it really diminishes your hopes of getting them title shots and things. And that's the reason, Edwards was, it was fully looking at UFC, was looking for any opponent other than Edwards, and he really just had to give it to Bilal in the end. And so really tough for him. So it could be like looking to make sure he gets the win. First few rounds, nothing really happens. It's really tentative from both fighters. Bilal will have to move out of that more than Edwards will. And I think it gives Edwards a big advantage of going, you've got to go for something, because I know my style, my highlight reel, it's gonna, the UFC want me to try again, whereas yourself, if you may only have this one chance. So I think Edwards gets a KO TKO from that, Bilal having to force him in later on in the rounds, probably round 4, and gets the win. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.